Alrighty, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I finally got all these beautiful seedlings into the ground. Well, most of them. The fence is finally complete, and I'm going to be planting a bunch of my little seed babies into half of this garden bed that I am making. We still have just a little bit of fencing to work on in the back there, so my husband asked if I could just work on the front half of this bed that I'm making along the fence so that he would have room with his tools and everything while finishing the back of the fence. Anyways, let's get back to the flowers. So this bed is basically just made out of those concrete blocks. They're actually called concrete retaining wall block. They are 5.5 inches high by 7 3/4 inches long. Um, just little concrete blocks with like this little divot cut out so that you can slide a piece of wood in there. And my pieces of wood are 6 inches by 16 feet long, pressure treated wood. I then lined the inside with weed block, and then I went and got some soil from our local nursery and filled it up with some really beautiful soil. So now I'm just kind of laying everything out where I want it before going ahead and putting everything in the soil. You can see right there in the very middle, the first kind of bushy plant is going to be my butterfly garden area. That's a butterfly bush that I got on clearance. And here you're going to see me on the struggle bus because I was trying to dig a hole for this plant and there was literally like a slab of concrete or a giant rock or something underneath the soil, and I could not dig the hole. So I have to come back to that. I'm going to get my husband to help me dig that hole there because I don't know what's there. I could not dig the hole to save my life. But anyways, I've got some bee balm here, some dill that I planted from seed. The bee balm I bought from the farmer's market the other day. These are some little stock seedlings that I have, but I don't think they're going to do anything because I think they're past their prime, but who knows, I still stuck them in anyways. Here we're going in with some dinner plate dahlias that I believe these are the ones that I got from Sam's. If you watched my seed or my Sam's haul a few weeks ago, I bought a bunch of bulbs from Sam's and kind of started them ahead of time in these pots, and they came up beautifully, so I'm really excited to see how they look. There's a mixture of dinner plate dahlias along with Arabian Night and pastel mix, a few different varieties, so we'll see how they look in the coming months. These front two pots here I believe are some rudbeckia that I got from the farmer's market last weekend, and then I believe I'm going in with, oh yeah, my snapdragons, finally getting those in the ground. I'm really excited to see if they actually flower in time because it's getting really hot here in North Carolina, and I know that snapdragons don't really care for the heat. So next year I'm definitely going to start this year I'm going to start my snapdragons in like November so that they are ready to flower right in the beginning of the spring when it's nice and cool. I started these snapdragons, I think, December the 3rd, so I think having an extra month's worth of growth will really give them just enough time to be able to flower before it gets too hot. Okay, and over here in this little grouping, I'm doing more dahlias. I believe this is an Arabian Night variety and maybe a pastel mix variety. I'll put some pictures up here what those are going to look like. And then I'm just kind of, Crazy Love variety. And I'll put some pictures of those up here as well. And then I'm just surrounding those with some more snapdragons. So hopefully those will look really beautiful with the dahlias as long as it doesn't get too hot here. If you're enjoying this video, please click the like button. Leaving a like tells the YouTube algorithm to suggest the video to more viewers and therefore helping my channel grow. I've gone ahead and got most of my anchor plants in, And now I'm going to go ahead and fill the empty caps with some of my, I believe these are going to be the salvia that I started from seed. We've got the pink Sunday variety and the blue sapphire variety that I'm putting in here, which is hopefully going to be like super whimsy. Like it's going to add that element of height and tall, whimsy element to this garden, which I am really excited about. My salvia in the other garden, I'll show here in a minute, is blooming, and it is so beautiful, and it's always covered with bees and other pollinators. Really, that has been the biggest inspiration for these beds. Is I had this vision in my mind of having this beautiful white fence with zinnias and cosmos blowing in the wind up against the fence, and I don't know, it just sounds so whimsical and beautiful, and I'm so excited. So that with the other flowers that are going to be blooming, I don't know, this bed has the potential to be absolutely stunning, I think. I am definitely over planting here because we have bunnies and other critters that like to eat my tender seedlings, so about every 4 to 6 inches I'm putting either a Cosmo or a Zinnia seedling. One, because I want this bed to be very full, two, because I know not all the plants are going to survive the transplant, and then three, of course, the critters. So to ensure that this bed is nice and full, I kind of went a little bit overboard, but you know, I think it'll turn out okay. Now that we've got everything, and we're going to give everything a good water, little man has decided to come out and help. He loves playing in the water. Alrighty, it is a few days later. I just wanted to give an update. We've had some fertilizer and lots of good waterings, and everyone for the most part seems to be really doing well. I forgot to add that we put some hollyhocks in here as well. There's one right there, and a couple right there, and there's a couple more sprinkled in here too, just to give the garden a little bit of height. But you can see that some of the flowers, or the plants, are close to flowering. We've got a dinner plate dahlia, or either that, or maybe this is an Arabian night dahlia that's about to flower. Some of the snapdragons have buds on them. Oops. So yeah, everybody's coming right along. I have had some losses in the back, which I thought. I think there were a couple of seedlings back here, but it looks like I'm left with just 2 cosmos. But besides that, there's been not too much of a loss here. And I'm not super worried because the cosmos and the zinnias get about 4.5 feet tall. So here is my blue sapphire sage from last year. It is just beautiful. All of these little buds here will bloom, and it'll look kind of like these. I don't know if you can see that, but this is one of my favorite plants ever. It is just so beautiful. So hopefully that garden over there will be full of these beautiful sage plants.